Hi everyone. Today let's solve the 2025 AIME II Problem 6. The problem reads, circle omega 1 with radius 6 centered at point A is internally tangent to point B to circle omega 2 with radius 15. Points C and D lie on omega 2 such that BC is the diameter of omega 2 and BC is perpendicular to AD. The rectangle EFGH is inscribed in omega 1 such that EF is perpendicular to BC, C is closer to GH than to EF, and D is closer to FG than to EH as shown. Triangles DGF and CHG have equal areas. The area of rectangle EFGH is m over n, where m and n are relatively prime positive integers. Find m plus n. Okay, let's stack this problem together. First, we can try to find some interesting things about the diagram. Let's let this center be called O. And what we can do now is we can try to label some lengths. Since we're looking for the area of FEGH, let's let this length over here in blue, let's call that X. And let's call this length over here Y. Okay, so now what we can do is, since the two areas are equal, and that's one of the most important conditions, let's try to find a way to use that information. We know that the radius of this rectangle will be 6. And so that means that we can find the length CA. CA will be equal to 30 because the radius of this is equal to 15. With CO and CB is the diameter, so that's going to be 30 minus 6 equals 24. So we know CA is going to be 24. Now that's one good thing to know, and now we can find OA. OA will be equal to CA minus 15 is equal to 9. So OA will be equal to 9. Let's draw that in red. Now let's consider triangle DOA. DOA. Now we know that this will be a right angle, and we know that OA is equal to 9. So we have to try to find DA in order to find the area of triangle DGF. But OD is already 15 since it's another radius of omega 2. So if we do 15 squared minus 9 squared, the square root of that will be equal to DA. And we can also recognize that this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle multiplied by a scale of 3. So the length DA will be equal to 3 times 4 is equal to 12. And therefore, if we let this intersection over here be called K, then DK is equal to 12 minus X. Now the area of triangle DGF will therefore be equal to, since we called this y, it's going to be equal to 2y times 12 minus x over 2 minus, which is equal to y times 12 minus x. Now let's try to find the area of triangle CGH. So let's CGH, well, let me write that better. CGH will be equal to, we can call this point J. It's going to be equal to CJ times 2x over 2, which is equal to x times CJ. Now, notice something. We can find this since we already know CA. And we know that the length JA is going to be equal to y because we already defined y. So that's going to be equal to y. And therefore, CJ is equal to CA minus JA is going to be equal to 24 minus y. So the area of triangle CGH is going to be equal to 24 minus y times x. Now we also know the area of DGF, so we can set these equal. 24 minus y times x is going to be equal to y times 12 minus x. And now what we can do is we can expand 24x minus yx is equal to 12y minus xy, and both of these xy's cancel out, so we have 24x is equal to 12y, and 2x is equal to y. But notice something. Since this is 6, we can use the Pythagorean theorem on this small triangle over here. And since this length is y. So what we can do is we can write, since we have this small triangle over here, 6xy. So x will be equal to, y will be equal to the square root of 36 minus x squared. And we can plug that into this equation over here, giving us 2x is equal to the square root of 36 minus x squared. And squaring both sides, we have 4x squared is equal to 36 minus x squared, or x squared is equal to 36 over 5. So x is equal to 6 root 5 over 5. Now we need to find the area of rectangle EFGH. So since this is 2x and that's 2y, we're looking for 2x times 2y. 2x times 2y, which is equal to 4xy. And we know that y will be equal to 2x over here. So y will be equal to 2 times 6 root 5 over 5 is equal to 12 root 5 over 5. And so our final answer will be 4 times 6 root 5 over 5 times 12 root 5 over 5 is equal to 288 times 5 over 5, 25, which is equal to 288 over 5. Therefore, the answer extraction tells us that the correct answer will be 293. Thank you.